Refunds. Don't you just love refunds? You buy something, you don't like it, you're refunded. That's the way it works. You just don't buy something and then they go, well, you gave me money, no refunds. They put it in the fine print right there. If there's no refund, there's no refunds. But if there is refunds, then we all have a good time if you don't like the item you purchased. But it seems with Steam, the gaming company, I said that like you somehow don't know what Steam is, but if you somehow don't know what Steam is, I will oblige you and say Steam is a gaming company by Valve. It's a thing where everybody uses on PC if you're into gaming. There's a lot of nice sales there and whatnot. But there is also a lot of joke games there. There's a lot of games like, I don't know, punch a dinosaur. It costs $3,000 or something, and the game is you punch a dinosaur. It's not false advertisement, but the price may be just a little bit too steep, if you ask me. I also did cover something about this recently about a Steam game that had a lot of good reception. It was about I wouldn't call it friend slop, but it kind of is friend slop where you're on a boat and you just kind of go through obstacles and whatnot. Most people liked it, but they refunded it. They said, that's a really great game. Refunded. And it's not like it's not allowed for you to refund a Steam game, even if you did enjoy it. People like money. We're in rough times right now, but people can refund their games if they choose. The creator may not like it, but that's the way Steam works. It's for the players in a way. But regardless, these joke games are just raising their prices and trying to, they're trying to make it quirky, I guess. They're trying to make it quirky and say, you give me $200 and I give you a game that was made in 2 minutes. It sounds like a pretty good deal, right? And it seems like this one teenager, I almost said teenager, kind of did that. He made a game called This Game Costs $200. And it seems like out of a weird coincidence or weird stretch of fate that his game actually blew up apparently, but for all the wrong reasons.
What was supposed to be a cheap laugh with his buddies almost ended with 18-year-old Michael Major with one big payday.
I was this close.
Michael created a video game called This Game is Worth $200 and published the game on Steam back in January. Steam is a website where you can buy video games online and play them right on your computer at home. The game actually costs $200. He just figured no one would actually buy it.
And it is the sequel to This Game Costs $10, which was made 2 weeks before.
What made you go from 10 to 200?
Because 200 is the maximum you're allowed to price a game on Steam.
But a few months later, he realized people did buy it. Thousands of people, making him
$1.3 million. I think I almost died.
The problem? Michael didn't actually make 7 figures, only $2,000. According to Steam data, most people who bought the game live in China and returned it without even playing it.
They might be buying it to return it instantly so that they can get some kind of points for the highest amount possible without actually paying $200.
Michael said it's unusual for that many people to return a game without even opening it once. Not to mention the buyers are concentrated to one region. He thinks someone either posted an ad for his game overseas, or there's some sort of scheme happening here.
I'm not joking. I have heard of expensive games on Steam being used for money laundering. So I have no idea. I could be on a hit list right now.
While he doesn't know exactly how his game grossed that much, Michael jokes that he doesn't expect to ever see that money actually make it into his bank account. If that money was real,
quit my job.
Return it. Now, we reached out to Valve, that's the parent company of Steam, to figure out exactly what happened here. They haven't responded yet.
So as he said, this is a joke game. Har 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 har. It is funny that you waste $200. Maybe you could give me $200, please? With a game that looks like it was made in less than a day, RPG Maker. A lot of people used it back in the 2000s. And this guy said, well, let's just make it for fun. And I don't know the science behind it or anything Steam related. Like if you buy higher priced games or something, do you get more rewards or something? Or on your profile? I'm not sure what the science behind it is. But regardless, People bought the game mostly from China, which is a bit concerning why they did that. Again, it might be loitering, money loitering, as they said. Who knows? That could be a bigger issue down the line, but yeah, it seems like even not regarding that at all, the guy made $2,000 for a game that was probably made in less than a day. RPG Maker is not hard to do. I could probably make it if you contorted me into a pretzel. If I was bent in half, give me a laptop, and maybe I'd be able to make my own game in less than a day. Put some stock images in the game and say, "Hey man, give me $200. That's the way of the game. And please don't refund." So yeah, I'd say making a game like that as a joke and getting $2,000 out of that, it could be considered a scam, but these people knew exactly what they were buying. Heck, the game is called Give Me $200. I'm not sure what they were expecting, but they chose not to refund. So they decided, hey, this guy deserves $2,000, and to some people it may not be a lot, but that's like 4 weeks of works, and he got it for almost free. So I say good on him for getting that. But regardless, that is not the bigger issue. The bigger issue is the description of the game. It is very long and it is very quirky, something that you would expect a 18-year-old to do. I have decided I kind of want to read it to you. If I have to read it, then you'll have to listen. So here is the game on Steam. This game costs us $200, and as you can tell, the graphics are not exactly PS5 or PC 1080 580 GPU graphics card. I don't know, but they're not exactly high-end graphics. They're pretty bare bones. And the name of the game is, the character in the game is the guy, the not teenager, 18-year-old that made the game. And his goal is he is going to annoy you until you give him $200. And that's basically it. That is the whole game. This psychological comedic experience is worth your $200. Every single cent. This game is unlike anything you've ever seen or ever will see. It's $200 worth of pure joy, amazement, and awkward conversations. As you can see, he wrote quite a lot about the game. I will try to read it as fast as possible. If you want to skip it, I don't blame you, but about this game, have you ever been swindled? Like, really swindled? Because this game is a swindle to end all swindles. This game costs 200 United States dollars, not anything else, not pesos or whatever that is in your currency. That is a lot for a video game, and yet I know some people will buy this game out of sheer curiosity, and I highly recommend you do too. You see, while most others would simply put together a few reused models, I made a full game for you to play, with features, multiple features. Impressive, I know. This game is also a psychological experience where I try to convince you that this game truly does cost $200. Beer and cigarettes. This game has many cases of beer and a pack of cigarettes all around the map. They don't do anything, nor are they very important, but they add a vibe to the game that is missing from most. You see, most of the time it's spent either drinking, smoking, or sharpening knives, and the games often don't feature those first two. Sure, your character never engages those activities directly, but you could imagine them, and after all, imagination is what makes us human. Beer and cigarettes are essential to the human experience, are in-game for that very reason. Schizophobia. Much of the game takes place with a city known as Schizophobia. I made the city in order to keep you entertained for long enough to make your game feel real. You see, so many people think this game is a true gaming experience. I have to prove that it's indeed just that bullshit. So this city is a way of proving myself as a world crafter and a god of some sort. Characters. Game includes many very sane normal people who wander the streets and are very nice to talk to. They all have very casual, very scientific things to say. For instance, they might point the fact your character is blue because I decided that looked funny at a character maker, ha ha. Or they make state a random, very obvious fact, and only the fact such as that cheese is made up of atoms. No character actually says it, but I could imagine them doing so, ha ha. Very quirky. Psychological experience. This game follows you interacting with me, who acts as your narrator, create the game as you play. You see, I need $200. That would mess with your head in any way possible. This game has strained on people. I mean, normal people and things that should definitely happen always for sure. This game is a mind-blowing experience, unlike anything I've ever been done before. Yes, I know what to say. Just my cousin Bill, who is a scripture museum of boring people, what exactly is. I'll let you find out. What does that even mean? Comedy. Many people describe my games comedic and funny. I'm laughing my LMAO. I can assure you that this is the worst course, assumption is made. My games are serious works of passion and blood that should not be taken as comedic. This game has many strong messages and things to learn about. This game is not meant to make you laugh. It's meant to make you cry. Trust me when you learn about Schmickle berries, you will be crying like it's puppy funeral. That bad I know, but trust me, it'll be worth in the end. Ending story can end so many exciting, emotional ways, but this game has 10 all which are deep and fulfilling to the story. Anything could be canon, which is one it up to you, my friend. Some of the endings may be harder to get than others, but at the end, that's what makes the game worth $200. The experience of finding new things and be your best rich life with all your rich and sweaty friends. What makes your life worth $200? But yeah, you could argue that these joke games are getting a little bit too far. I'm not sure why many China people are buying them. A little bit sketchy, but who knows? It's Steam. I don't know the full science on how it works again, so hopefully it's not that, but who knows? There is a ton of these games on Steam. Give me $1,000 and I don't know, tell you you're a cool guy, I guess. But regardless, I'm not sure what he was expecting. Hopefully, he doesn't, maybe tries to make a game, an actual game, preferably. Nothing wrong to the RPG makers out there, but it is a little bit dated, and this game kind of looks like it only took less than a day. Again, it is a joke, I know, but getting $2,000 for free, I say that's pretty good, man. So maybe he'll make the next game $1,000. Maybe. But yeah, I think that's about it. Take care.